shot there. Nicely done. Gets the pin.
How was that beautiful? Onside kick, and it's recovered by Hastings.
And he's rung up for strike 3.
Zablawi! Touchdown Raiders!
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Two Rivers High School as we get set for the Section 3-5A quarterfinals. My name's Hunter Pinky. I'm by myself tonight, here for all the action. Should be a good one. We'll take a look at the bracket when we have a moment. Really excited for this one, and I apologize ahead of time if I'm a little scrambled here in the beginning. Basically, we had to scrap a lot of our plans tonight and go down to one shoot, so now I'm doing the kind of directing, announcing, and all that all at once, so bear with me a little bit as I kind of catch my bearings here. But kind of surprising too tonight that Two Rivers coming in at 7-1 were awarded the number 4 seed while Hastings was awarded the 5. To me, I was expecting the Raiders to travel to Apple Valley tonight, and here is the kickoff. Jack Sieben kicking off for the Raiders, and that'll be ruled a touchback. And that's the one thing you'll see out of Jack Sieben. He's got a really big leg. I've talked about it on the St. Thomas Academy. Very good kicker. As we get set.
The Warriors will take over. It's first down on the 20-yard line.
For the first possession for Two Rivers. So 1st and 10. 2 men out left, 1 man in the backfield. It's Altavia at quarterback. We saw it a little bit again in the TCO Spotlight game. They were doing a little bit of a 2-quarterback system. But now Altavia is kind of seemingly coming to his own as the first play is a handoff to, I believe, Riley Pierce is for a good gain on his first carry of the night. As well, if you guys know or notice any technical issues or anything you need me to fix, please let me know. I just got set up literally right at kickoff, so I'll be happy to correct those the best I can. So it'll be 2nd down. 2 men wide out, snap high, handoff once again for a good gain, and that'll be a Two Rivers Warriors first down. So Two Rivers moving the chains early, and this is a rematch earlier this season where the Hastings Raiders took it 9-7. Which is kind of surprising because ever since that game, Two Rivers has been on an offensive explosion. So the chains have been moved. 2 men out left. A few men in the backfield. Altavia awaits the sign. Handoff up the middle. Good gain, and he's going to take it near a first down. Great first carry for the Warriors as they are moving the chains early in this one. That was Ramsey Rizlov on the carry. Apologize, I might be a little rough with names here to start. I'm still kind of getting all set and organized here. As we get set for the next down. 2 men, top of the screen, 1 man in the backfield. Altavia at quarterback, sends a man in motion. Snap, handoff. He's got a hole and a big gain, and he's going to take it for a first down. So Two Rivers Warriors already exploding here with the run game, and a very rainy night here from Mendota Heights. And that's kind of what we're expecting. A lot of running, a lot of ground and pound. So we get set for 1st and 8. Snap, handoff, that's Pierce once again. Gets by a Raider and will gain a good chunk of yardage on the carry. Rain's starting to come down a little bit more here in Mendota Heights. Snap, Altavia gets the pass away, and he's going to get good yardage. Take it down near the 25-yard line. Good catch and scramble for the Two Rivers Warriors. As on your screen, you can see the rain starting to trickle down more and more. With 8:44 left to go. Excuse me, that was going to be a turnover on downs. I apologize. My scoreboard is acting up a little bit. Try to keep you as updated as possible. 1st down, handoff. Zion, and Zion gets through a big hole and pushed out of bounds near the sticks. I'll make it 2nd and a few. Boy, that rain really is coming down. I don't know how well you guys can hear it on top of the place I'm calling this game from. We actually brought out a production van. Not a production van, but we set up in a van we borrowed and calling it from here. So be ready for 2nd and 3. A little over 8 to go. Handoff. That's Zion again, and he is not going to gain very much, and that'll set up a 3rd and short. Don't forget, if you're tuning in tonight, let us know where you're watching from. I'll try to do my best to shout you all out, whether you're watching from the Two Rivers area or the Hastings area. I'm glad to have you along for the ride. So it'll be 3rd and 6. The play clock not going down on our scoreboard. Two Rivers is not keeping track. Normally we have a data bug that plugs straight into their scoreboard. Handoff, Zion once again takes it outside, and he's going to be short of a 1st down, and that'll bring up a Hastings punt. And I believe we have an injury on the field. Can't see the number on there. Clearly in a lot of pain, getting worked out by the trainer. Hopefully it's just a cramp. Now kind of looking at the right side of his leg, it looks like he's getting stretched out. Get a good shot of the Hastings Raiders getting ready to go. Also want to thank Max Slocum tonight for making the trek out here with me. Definitely a lot of work to get this on the air. Want to welcome in everybody tuning in online. Alan Lipinski, Zip 100-474. Raiders, let's go. Schlottman watching from Northfield. Appreciate the comment. So that will bring up 4th down. 4th and 5. And they are going to punt. Vinny Zion has been doing the punting duties for the Raiders. Gets it away, and that's a good one. Decent return taken out to midfield. And I believe that was Ramsey Rizlov. No, excuse me. That was number 6. Cole Altavia. So multiple Altavias on this roster. Like I said earlier in the year, we saw a couple quarterback system. We saw Drew Altavia, the sophomore, a lot in that blowout win against Humboldt. And then we saw a little bit of Rory Schuler, the sophomore. So two young quarterbacks are trying to get experience, but seems like Drew Altavia has kind of run away with it. 2 men out left, 1 man in the backfield, man in motion. Altavia takes the snap, handoff, big hole, and he'll gain about 6 on the carry. This Two Rivers squad, too, they have a dynamic duo in the backfield with Ramsey Rizlov, who's really come into his own this year. And then you have Riley Pierce. People know me, I'm a Packer fan. I really like to compare them to Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon when they're actually working real, not this year. You know, Riley Pierce is that big, pounding back, and then Ramsey Rizlov's kind of got that shifty speed, great out of the backfield as a receiver. So be on the lookout for that tonight as snap, handoff. That's Rizlov. Rizlov finds a hole, takes it down to the 30, and he's tackled down. So that'll be a first down for the Two Rivers Warriors. Also want to thank Town Square Television for tuning in tonight. Whether it's on delay, live, whatever you're tuning in, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Makes it worth it to slug out here in the rain. As you can see on your screen, boy, it's coming down. We saw that a few weeks ago at St. Thomas Academy. They had a really bad rain game, and Hastings had a lot of trouble snapping. And that's the one thing that will change. Johnny Tegland is starting tonight for Hastings under center. So offensively, and we're going to get a flag. Looks like the defense jumped. And they did, so that'll move them back another 5 yards. Officially encroachment, a 5-yard penalty. Rain continuing to pour here as we get set for the 2nd and 4. Handoff Rizlov. Rizlov sneaks his way through a hole but doesn't gain much. Good hold by the Raider defensive line. Make it 2nd and 4. Also want to thank Bill here at Two Rivers, Bill Larson. He's the AV guy. He's been great to work with here, trying to get us set up in the past couple days. A lot of changing things and moving parts, so I want to thank his cooperation and for allowing us to be here tonight. And you can see how intense that rain is coming down. Boy, it should ease up a little bit later this game, but for now it's going to be tough. Snapping is going to be critical as an audible at the line. Lagerman will be sent out right. Bad snap, and Altavia, he is taken down for a sack. Ryan Clemens on the sack for the Hastings Raiders. As I said last week, a few weeks ago, there he is. That's what we like to see out of one of our premier seniors. That'll set up a 3rd and long. We're in for a very gritty game here tonight. Hastings defense played Two Rivers really tough in their first matchup. Creed Peterson had 2 interceptions in that game. One of them was one of the greatest interceptions I've ever seen in my life. Snap. Handoff. That's Pierce. Pierce looking for that's Rizlov. And Rizlov doesn't gain much, so that'll set up a 4th and long. Kind of in a middle ground range. Two Rivers also has a very good kicker. We saw him last year prove it in the quarterfinals. Mason Boykin, the junior. But when these conditions, as I was talking with Alex Wested against St. Thomas Academy, nothing's a gimme. And the routine plays definitely become a lot more difficult. So they are going to go for this smartly. Absolutely the right call. in this scenario, in my opinion. So 4th down. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Snap. Altavia looking to pass. Going deep for the end zone. Did he catch that? No, that's incomplete. Wow, I thought he had that. Let's take another look here on replay. Sorry, it's just going to be one shot today. And it looks, nope, he dropped it. A little hard to see on this monitor, but that's okay. And that'll bring out the Raiders offense for the second time tonight. With 3:06 left to go in the first quarter. Hunter Pinky, sports director here at HCTV. Thanks for joining me, appreciate it. So we'll get ready for 1st and 10. We'll pass, and that's caught by Esterby. Esterby looking to make a move, and will only gain a couple. Kyan Esterby is another receiver who's really come into his own and has slowly started racking up those receptions and is becoming a reliable target for Lucas Foss at quarterback. And he also had one of the greatest catches I've seen this year. If you want to check it out, go on our social media. It was also against Two Rivers. He caught it between the legs. And boy, I have not seen many wide receivers do that. So go check that out on our Facebook or Twitter. You can find it all there. So we get set for 2nd and 8. 2 receivers to the left, 1 man in the backfield, handoff. He's got a little bit of room, breaks a tackle. Zion will gain 4-ish on the carry. Cole Zion really coming into his own. Initially it was a lot of Ryan Clemens and a lot of Cole Zion splitting carries. But now we've kind of seen Cole Zion come into his own. Ryan Clemens still a stud on the defensive side of the ball. He had a really nasty interception, I believe, against Matamidai, where it was tipped at the line and he just scooped it up and took it for big yardage. 1:44 left to go here. 3rd and 3. 1 receiver to the right, Cloutier in motion, snap, handoff Cloutier. Cloutier looking to make a move, take it outside, and he is tripped up by a Warrior. Can't see the number on that, but that was a great tackle by the Two Rivers Warriors, forcing another Hastings Raiders punt. Welcome in some other people. Jay Kingston, Patty Smith, let's go Warriors. Skeptic Simsey, STA boys tuning in. Trying to figure out who your opponent is, I see. Scott Komaruski, let's go Warriors. Mr. Chocolate Waffle, go Raiders. So thank you to everybody tuning in tonight as for a catch. At halftime, we will take at the quarter break, we'll take a look at the bracket and see where it plays out. Obviously, the winner of this one will go to St. Thomas Academy. Two Rivers has not seen them this year. Hastings being their lone blemish on their near-perfect record. And for those in the viewership era, I really had a wonderful experience getting to see the development of this Two Rivers Warriors squad from last year. Their deep playoff run hurt my heart at home, beating us. But they went on an incredible run, and I was on the call for that STA game, and they played well, but just St. Thomas played a lot better as handoff up the middle and gain of 3 on the carry. So we'll get set for 2nd down. Clock ticking away, pretty fast moving first quarter. Second and 7 officially. 2 men to the right, 1 man in the backfield. Rizlov back there next to Altavia. Snap, handoff Rizlov. Rizlov looking for a hole, and he finds one and takes it near a 1st down. And maybe on the second effort got it. That is a Warrior 1st down. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. And there's a big bolt of lightning, so definitely going to await word if there is a lightning delay. We saw this on homecoming against Cretin-Durham Hall. We'll await word. They're gonna clear the field, so we will have to take a lightning break, unfortunately. Thankfully, Two Rivers let us set our camera up in the press box. So we're gonna send it to a quick break, and I will come back and update you guys as soon as we return to play. This is the end of the first quarter and a lightning delay. You're watching HCTV Sports. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Push that trash that way, not this way. Come on.
Oh, hey there. Do you like HCTV?
That's one small step for Hastings and one giant leap for community television.
Do you want a custom video that promotes your business or organization and gives you the results you're looking for? As an HCTV sponsor, our staff will work with your business or organization to create a custom video to promote your brand. You also have an option of getting a shout out in every sporting event we cover. And that's 3 points for your business.
So support HCTV today!
Go to hastingstv.org/sponsors for more information or to give a one-time donation.
Hello everybody tuned in on the stream. This is HCTV Sports Director Hunter Pinky. We are currently in a lightning delay. Apologize, the music's still bumping, but I'm going to head up to the press box, check in. We will check in every 10-15 minutes or so just to let you guys know what's going on. Otherwise, keep updated to our social media pages, and we will keep you posted on when action will resume. It'll at least be a 30-minute lightning delay. I'm going to go up to the press box, check in, see what else I can find out, and I'll keep you in the know on if this will resume tonight. I jinxed it, and now it seems like we're going to get a Cretin homecoming game, so stay tuned, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to HCTV Sports. Hey everybody, sorry for the black screen, troubleshooting some issues. Figured I'd come in with an update. So they have about 15 minutes left in the lightning delay that'll reset if there's another strike. Anticipated start, roughly 7:52, 7:53 start. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to take care of a few other things behind the scenes. I'm having some picture issues with our camera currently, so I'm going to troubleshoot that. So in the meantime, I'm going to put on one of our past games just to run. I will keep that lightning bug down at the bottom so you all know we're still in the lightning delay, just to fill some time so you guys aren't just waiting. So stay tuned and we will be back in a little bit.
Here live from
Onside kick, and it's recovered by Hastings.
And he's rung up for strike 3.
Doblowy, touchdown Raiders.
From McNamara Stadium at Todd Field, Week 3 of the Minnesota High School football season in 2023 as the 1-1 Hastings Raiders take on the 1-1 Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Hello everybody from Todd Field in Hastings. Nick Tucker alongside Owen, the mailman. And Owen, again, we've been talking about this all season, and again, the team needs to get an early roll. We're talking about the Hastings Raiders. We saw it last week at home, not necessarily offensively, but defensively here as we came into the game yesterday, or last week. It seems like yesterday because we're here on a Thursday, of course, but it seemed like the defense was able to carry where the offense not necessarily couldn't, but really gave us enough to come away with the win. And, of course, special teams also factored into it. So, really, there was 3 phases that chimed in. Just need a little more offense, I think, against a stout Zephyr defense.
Yeah, no question. And, this Zephyrs team, maybe they're not as good as they've been in the last couple of years, being a team that perennially makes it to the playoffs. But, this would be a big win for this team very early on, and you're absolutely right. You don't want to rely on your defense too much, but it's so heartening to see that this early in the season they have such cohesion defensively. And, I think this really could be a breakout offensive game because we saw the flashes last Friday, and now here on Thursday, which feels weird to say, we might see a breakout game even further.
It could happen again tonight, especially if they can get that offense rolling, and we'll see here if they can, but we're going to have to wait until we play a defensive drive first. As Jack Sieben toes up the football at the 40-yard line, Raiders will go left to right to open up this game tonight. Nick Tuckner, Owen Ely here live from McNamara Stadium at Todd Field. If you're tuned in on a Thursday, of course, Vikings football. Also tonight, Twins baseball approaching playoffs. It's that time. It's fall sports. Here is week number 3 of the Minnesota high school football season as the kickoff will be juggled at the 10, to the 12, 15, 20, up the right side, up the hash mark, finds room to the 40 to the 42-yard line. A big return after juggling the opening kickoff. Gunnar Sather, the senior running back, he comes up with a big return, and special team shows up early for Matabidi.
Well, if that's how this game is going to go off the rip, I'm excited for it tonight. It's almost like as he was bobbling it almost worked out in their favor because it gave the blockers time to set up lanes.
Right. Raiders come out defensively to open things up here. Charlie Brandt, starting quarterback for the Matabidi Zephyrs. He'll wear the number 3. You'll see him working in his white uniform, navy blue helmets, gold trim with the navy numbers and pants. Very reminiscent to what you'll see in the Big Ten out of the Michigan Wolverines. I formation here for Brandt as he hands off in the backfield. And the give is to Alec Mahoney, who won't go too far. He gets a second little burst there after hitting the line. And then he'll get about, I'll call it 3. So second down and about 7 here to open things up as we look at Mahoney's stats.
Yeah, just early in the season, but those don't look too bad to me. 8.6 yards per carry. He's been absolutely trucking along this season, and I like the Skull chant we had from the Raiders student section. Very nice homage to the Vikings. May they beat the Eagles here tonight.
I hope so. It'd be wonderful. We can keep you up to date. I know that Manny Hill to our left over the PA, he doesn't want to know the score because he does this antiquated thing called DVRing a game. So you will not hear our scoring updates, but we'll try to keep you up to date, Twins, as well as we go along here. We're on Hastings Community Television, and also today we're on HCTV in the Matabidi area. Thank you all for tuning in. Nick Tuckner, Owen Ely, the mailman alongside. I'm going to be frank with you folks. My tired self here this morning, of course, as many of you folks know in Hastings, unfortunate circumstance at the Creamery this morning. Here's a handoff on the pitch out right side. That's going to be a flag as well. Sorry, left. And it's going to end up being close to a first down. But I think this is going to come back. Oh, and it looked like it was right at the center position. They already signaled even that this is going to be a hold and come back. So penalties helping the Raiders out a little bit early on after some burst early on out of the backfield for Matabidi.
Well, there's no question. It was a little bit of a delayed penalty, much to the dismay of the crowd and the coaching staff. But, it was clear as day. That penalty happened out there on an island. And we'll take another look at the play here on the replay. We'll see if we can catch it on the top left of the screen. Can't really see it there.
It was right at the center position. And unfortunately couldn't get that near side. But, yeah, it was right there in the middle. The official made the call as soon as he saw it. He even signaled before the play was really even over. So back him up from the spot. Now call it second down and 15, 10:39 to go. First quarter, Todd Field the site. Week 3 of the Minnesota high school football season. Hastings 1-1, taking on the visiting Matabidi Zephyrs, also 1-1. Deep pass from Brand. He's got a man, but he overthrows him. Getting back behind the coverage, Will Newman, very good athlete out of Matamidi, multi-sport kid. And they're incomplete, but we saw the arm on Brandt right there, and again, he can hit it deep, and that's the thing. The Raiders in the secondary, I know they played extremely well last week, but a lot of stuff was kind of underneath. Brandt right now, not only really passing the ball, but also running the football effectively, so the Raiders got to be ready for that dual threat.
And a dual threat will just destroy defenses if they're not ready, so that's going to be quite the challenge. And although he didn't complete that one, that was a beautiful spiral, so that's something they're really going to have to watch out for.
That's something I always dreamed about, catching at flag football on a Saturday night up in the cities. Here is Brandt again. He will give the handoff up the middle. Big bruising back. Gives a bruise as well there. On the play, stepping up was Creed Peterson, but he was hit hard by the back. And Cole Sanger, and again, he's another guy that delivers that thunder thump along with that lightning that we've seen so far out of the Matamidi backfield. And they'll do that. They like to rotate as many backs in as they possibly can to keep everybody fresh, and they always seem to have 4 or 5 guys.
And what a takedown there by Peterson, but what a play call by Matamidi, because that was 3rd and 15, and they just rushed for a first down. I mean, the confidence they have in their backs.
We saw last week, though, a couple times where Henry Sibley / 2 Rivers did convert on 3rd and long. That looked like it was a motion penalty, but not called. Handoff up the middle, and again, some power running, this time out of Mahoney, who has been chunking yards after yards, and he's around 8 yards a carry this season so far through 2 games, and now he adds on another 8. It's going to be 2nd down at about 2.
You know, and that's where Hastings has struggled at time trying to defend the power run, because, I mean, it's a tale as old as time with this Raiders defense. They're not the biggest defenders out there. They're very fast. They do very well generally against speedy backs, but this is a big offensive line for Matamidi.
And they're trying to do what 2 Rivers did last week and utilize some of that physicality. Raiders did not bend in the face of that at all and kind of kept that momentum going. And here's a short run, but probably enough for a first down. Looks like it will be enough, as about a 4-yard gainer up the right side hash mark will give the Matamidi Zephyrs another free set of downs. Here is Mahoney rumbling. I should say that was not. Say it was Sanger. It was Sanger with the carry.
Gain of 5. First down, Matamidi.
First down, says Matty Hill. Officially 8:40 to play first quarter from Todd Field. Beautiful night. I don't know how many more of these we're going to get on. Seriously, just being in Minnesota, we got to thank the man above for these nights and days when we get around 80 degrees. Here's the pass, right side, quick pass. That's going to be caught immediately by Sather, and he's taken down after a gain of about 5. Raiders had a couple in on the tackle, including Chumsland, and also Barrett Boardman, the impressive sophomore who really looked good 1 week ago here at home.
And this was a problem with the Raiders defense the last couple of years, but not so much this year thus far. As you know, they've played their corners really far off, and you know, I suppose that's why Matamidi is stretching the field, because he can hit those underneath stuff. But we saw, you know, in week 1 and week 2, they played their corners, you know, pretty pressed to the line.
Raiders, like Owen was just saying too, content maybe giving them the 4 or 5 yard gainers, just not trying to give up anything hot over the top and deep, really. Is this one given back up the right side? And again, a power run by Cole Sanger, and this duo of Mahoney and Sanger is eating up the Raider defensive front here early on, just churning up that right hash mark.
And, you know, unfortunately, Matamidi, they don't have their heights and weights listed on their roster, but I mean, Sanger is almost as big as some of these defensive linemen for the Raiders.
Yeah, he's a big dude. They've always had big guys. I remember back about 10 years ago maybe, they had TJ Tumbleson. That kid was maybe 5'9", but 220, 225, 230. And that guy would hit people so unbelievably hard running the football. And I just remember watching him bounce off of guys, and I'm like, who is this guy? And he was not the fastest, but he had enough speed to be just dangerous. And the power was really there. This option pitch right, not going to get much of anything as Mahoney runs into a host of Raiders on the outside, led by Ryan Clemens.
All right, we'll take another look at it on the replay. Speaking of danger, that is quite a dangerous play if you don't execute that perfectly, and even then they only gained a yard.
Option pitches sometimes can be strewn about. Raiders would love to see a loose ball at this point. Now in the red zone is Matamidi I formation. 2 receivers left, 1 short side right in front of the Matamidi bench. Pitch out goes left side. And this will be carried by Mahoney. Gets wide to about the 10. And he's going to be just short of a first down. So 3rd and short from about the 10 here, Owen. This is going to be a big play for the Raider defense early.
Yeah, absolutely. Could potentially be 4-down territory. I don't exactly know the kicking situation for Matamidi, but I can tell you their offensive attack incredibly varied with, delays, runs to the outside like we saw there, runs up the middle, which have been particularly damaging to the Raiders defense here early on in the first quarter.
I formation. Sanger, the fullback. Tailback will be Mahoney. And out of the I, the fullback gets it. Sanger up the middle. He'll get a first down, but just short of the goal line. Call it the 2.
Sanger, the ball carrier.
This is impressive. First drive of the game for either team. Zephyrs have predominantly run. They've thrown a couple of passes, the complete passes of the short variety, trying to take the top off the defense, the long pass, and was incomplete by just inches. However, they have shown already in this first drive that they have a variety assortment of plays that they're ready to unveil. This time they're going to go with 2 receivers left, short side of the field.
Thomas Connor subbed into the game.
Connor with a big pick last week. This time it's going to be the quarterback on the keeper, and Brandt is going to be in for a touchdown. It's a 2-yard touchdown run for quarterback Charlie Brandt. And the Matamidi Zephyrs have a 6-0 lead.
From 2 yards out.
Wow, that was a pretty devastating drive for the Raiders. I mean, just slowly but surely, even the penalties didn't really hurt him that much. And those runs up the middle are so hard to defend because it's almost like the defense doesn't have any time to react. And by the time they do, he's already well past the line of scrimmage.
Chewed up 7 minutes of game clock.
Charlie thinking on for the extra point.
Kick on the way from Charlie Tyne, and he'll put it up and good.
Extra point is good.
And that makes the score 7-0. Matamidi leading, and different than last week. The Raider defense needed to set a tone. They knew that. They came out, did just that. This time, a score on the first drive of the game. Now, you've played 2 games already this year, one of which kind of went the way that this one's starting to go, where the other team will score first, and then you want to find a way to stop that. And I think you and I will both stress this. The team like Matamidi, you cannot allow them to get up by 2-3 scores because they just do not allow you to come back, as we take a look at head coach Dana Strain, who really knows quite a bit about this particular team.
Yeah, there's no question about this. And this Raiders team, it's not, never say never, but it's not really a team that's built to come from behind. It's a team that's built to hold on to a lead and
Welcome back to Warrior Field here in Mendota Heights, Minnesota. Hunter Pinky alongside Max Slocum on camera tonight. We've just ended a 30-minute lightning delay. As you can see on your screen, the Two Rivers Warriors are once again getting warmed up here on the field. While we have a moment, we're going to take a look here at the bracket, since we didn't get a chance to pregame. Here's a good look at the bracket. As you can see, St. Thomas Academy earns the number 1 seed, followed by Hastings at 5, Two Rivers at 4, and then Kennedy earning the 6th seed, Apple Valley the 3, Jefferson the 2 earning the bye, which Jefferson's another team you can kind of talk about with a little bit of resurgence after a down season last year. You had 3 or 4 teams tied atop the section. So pretty competitive section overall. Obviously you have that great big hump of St. Thomas Academy to overcome as well. While we have a moment, let's take a look back at Two Rivers' schedule. As you can see, they beat Minneapolis Southwest on the 31st. Hastings was their only loss on the year, followed by a series of 30-plus point wins. After that Hastings games, they did not score under 30 at all on the year and held their opponents to at most 3 scores. So this Two Rivers squad really had a big resurgence in 2023 at the high school football. As well, we await the Hastings Raiders to come out on the field, but let's take a look at their schedule. Hastings, obviously, they've had a pretty tough road schedule as well. Big loss to Owatonna, state title contender. Two Rivers was their really big win back then. Holding them to only 7 points is a big deal, as you just saw in our other schedule. And then Matamidi 7-13 loss, Jefferson loss, Cretin-Durham Hall, that overtime victory, and a lot of resemblance from there to tonight, so maybe Hastings will get another W here, as it's playing out pretty similarly with a lightning delay and all that, then followed by 3 straight losses. And there's some pretty tough teams there. Once again, Hunter Pinkey alongside Max Slocum. Want to thank you all for tuning in tonight, and bear with us as we kind of navigate through this game. We really appreciate you all being here. Want to say hi to some other people. Mike Balkins, watching from Corpus Christi, Texas. Go Raiders. Brady Nichols, my favorite player and grandson. Thanks for tuning in. Addie Smith, go Warriors. Tom Paul, go Raiders. Chuck Wagner's nephew. Cassandra Brown, let's go Warriors. Jay, best get him off the field as soon as the lightning delay happened. Timothy Meyer tuning in. Cheryl Youngren, go Raiders. I'm the best. Go Ramsey Rizlov. The Blanco Bros. Raider ball. Packers are terrible. Big Kirko. I wonder who is trolling me, because that's a picture of me on our show Offside. If you could see that in the chat on YouTube. Cowboy Alonzo, thank you for the compliments. We appreciate it. Al Johnson, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We await the kickoff. Once again, thank you all for being here. It makes it worth it in the end. The warm-up timer is set to expire soon, so we await that. Two Rivers held in check tonight, so the Raider D playing solid, and the rain has seemed to lighten up now, and we should be pretty clear most of the way. Hopefully the Lightning will as well. So we'll see what we have in store as we await action to start once again. As Two Rivers has the ball on offense. Handoff Rizlov. Rizlov looking for space, and he will gain a few. Ramsey Rizlov, one of the premier backs on this Two Rivers squad, as we mentioned earlier. So we wait 2nd and 6. Handoff once again to Rizlov. Rizlov, better carry, will make it about 3rd and 4. Apologize, we're having a few scoreboard issues here. Working on troubleshooting that as well. So bear with us here as we await the 3rd down. Two receivers out to the left, one man in the backfield. Altavia in the shotgun, sends a man in motion, takes the snap, handoff, and they'll pick up the 1st down. So Two Rivers gaining traction out of the lightning delay. Who knew they would continue to carry their momentum forward, as that was Riley Pierce on the carry, that A.J. Dillon type back, as I mentioned earlier. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. 10 minutes and some change here left in the second quarter, which feels like an eternity. We had a really fast first quarter, then the lightning delay. And we're going to get a Hastings timeout. While I'm at it too, why don't I shout out some of our other people who've really made our sports broadcasts come to life this year. Want to thank Kurt Radke, Mike Bramer. We incorporated drone. It's nice having a drone pilot. Ian Andersack, Seth Essler, Tori Selner, Will Celine, Max Slocum, Nick Tuckner, Owen Ely, Johnny Stocker, Peter Heyman. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody, but they all made this Raider season very special for HCTV broadcasts. Thank you all for helping us out tonight as we get set. Two Rivers looking to pass. Deep ball, deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. We don't have the best look at that far side corner, so you'll have to kind of deal with that. Like I said, they were kind enough to let us in the press box. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Trey Lauer and Matt Larson. They are dealing with a lot of the elements tonight. They actually have to be outside on the radio side. They didn't get to be inside a van or a press box. They're dealing with a lot of the elements out there, so give them a big hug and shout out too if you ever get the chance to see them. 10-12 left to go. Pierce and Rizlov both next to Altavia. Altavia takes the snap, handoff Rizlov. Rizlov's got some space, makes a move, takes it near first down and got it. And he carries a few Raiders with him down to the 25-yard line. As you can see, the rain beginning to flow once again. Up tempo here for Two Rivers, looking to keep Raiders on their toes. Two receivers wide out. Handoff Rizlov. Rizlov's got some space. Open territory, makes a move, and big hit from behind. Believe that was Vinny Zion on the tackle. Vinny Zion no longer having to wear number 54, I believe. And big news earlier, we mentioned Johnny Teglin's been playing at center. Handoff, Rizlov looking for space, makes a move, but is tackled from behind. That's number 54, Lucas Sorensen, with the tackle. Sorensen also coming up big on the backfield last week. He's great at pressuring the quarterback and a lot of people behind the line. So we await 3rd and 6. Big opportunity for Two Rivers. Snap, handoff. That's Rizlov, makes a move, and he'll take it near the end zone. They're saying fumble. Hastings thinks it's a fumble. I'm awaiting the call. It'll remain Two Rivers possession, but it'll bring a 4th down. Need a big stop here for the Hastings Raiders. Be 4th and about 1. Like I said, we're pulling the scoreboard data. If that hasn't updated, that's due to the in-house. Handoff. He's got some room, takes it outside, and he's not going to get in. The Raiders stop him.
Stopped. Here's Rizlov stopped by a host of Raiders.
Excuse me, they did pick up the 1st down, so now make it 2nd and 1. Take a look back on replay. As you can see there, just a wall of Raiders there to wrap up Rizlov in the backfield. Make it 2nd and 3. Hand off. Kept by Altavia, and that's a touchdown. Touchdown, Two Rivers Warriors. Drew Altavia on the quarterback keeper will get us started here with scoring. And we will await the extra point. Two Rivers has a fantastic kicker, Mason Boykin, so I imagine this should be pretty automatic. And we're going to get a flag here. Legal substitution. That'll push back Two Rivers 5 yards. Apologize, I can't make out that call for you. But we await the extra point. Mason Boykin will kick it for Two Rivers. Kick is up and right down the pipe. So the Two Rivers Warriors will take a 7-0 lead over the Hastings Raiders and the first drive out of the lightning delay. So Two Rivers proving they're not done yet. They want to go to St. Thomas Academy. Now the Hastings Raiders will have to come up with an answer here if they want to keep in this game. Offensively, they have struggled this year. They haven't put up more than one score in very many games this year. Hoping to turn around that pretty quickly here as you see the Raiders marching back onto the field. So Two Rivers set to kick it away. Kick, and it's a good one. Way back towards the end zone. That'll be a touchback once again. So now we will see the Hastings Raiders for the first time in the second quarter.
The Raiders will take over at the 20-yard line. First and 10 from the 20.
So first down and 10. So first and 10. Voss looking to pass, has a man in the backfield. That's caught. He's got some space and will gain 4, maybe 5. Good little pitch and catch. I believe that's Brady Nickel on the reception. He's playing tight end for the Raiders as the rain continues to fall here in Mendota Heights, Minnesota. And it's going to be pretty consistent the rest of the way tonight. Shouldn't get a lot worse. But the weather gods have done me wrong before, so. Be 2nd and 5. Handoff, and he's got nowhere to go. Two Rivers quickly wraps him up behind the line. That'll make a 3rd down. To me, having seen this team all year, Hastings really needs to start accomplishing some things in the passing game. It's the same thing we talked about a lot last year. You need to throw to set up the run. A lot of people run to set up the pass, but Hastings needs to throw to set up the run so they can get Zion going, get him creative on some bootlegs and various plays like that. 3rd down. About 5. Voss looking to pass. Goes deep, and that's intercepted. That is picked off by number 81, Keon Parker. The sophomore for Two Rivers squad. A very young team, but very disciplined. While I say you need to pass, you got to be careful too on those deep balls. Let's take a look back on replay here. You can see him scrambling. Just misses. Just does not get enough on the ball. Throws it into double coverage. And that's a killer for the Hastings Raiders. So Two Rivers will take over on offense. Make it 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Snap, Altavia looking to pass. He's going to chuck it deep, and that's nearly picked off by a Raider. I believe that was Cade Kimmis in coverage. We saw him take a scary hit against Cooper on a touchdown throw against Robbinsdale Cooper. So good to see him playing. He looked like he was in concussion protocol. Don't want to speculate too much, but we're just happy to have you back and playing. Make it 2nd and 10. Handoff. And he's going to get 4, maybe 5 on the carry. Setting up a 3rd and medium. Jeremy Christensen says, "Let's go Warriors," and good to see some activity in the comments section tonight. And I believe there was a flag, so they're going to move them back and give Two Rivers a new set of down, and that's what you call shooting yourself in the foot. And you can't be doing that against this Two Rivers team who's been hot since the last time we played them. Altavia brings the play in. 5:25 here in quarter number 2. Man in motion. Altavia in the shotgun. Takes the snap. And we're going to get a stoppage here.
Timeout Warriors, that's their second.
That'll be a timeout for Two Rivers. That's their second, so it wasn't Hastings that took it. Just in case some people tuned back in a little late while we have another stoppage, let's take another look back at the bracket. As you can see, the 5-4 game going on right here in Mendota Heights. Apple Valley and Kennedy in action as well. Kennedy has had a tough season. Two Rivers handled them pretty well earlier in the year. I was on the call for that one, and boy, they were looking good. I have a lot of admiration for this Two Rivers team as a Hastings guy. I'm obviously a little bit of a homer, not going to deny it, but I have a lot of love for this Two Rivers squad too. Make it 1st down and 10, handoff, Rizlov fakes. Altavia looks to get it away, and he does, and nearly caught by Johnny Lagerman. That's another story to talk about. Johnny Lagerman, last year on the playoff roster as a freshman, but he got done dirty by whoever put the roster together, and he was unnamed on that roster. We had to figure it out through the YouTube comments, which is why we love having you guys here. So if I'm ever mispronouncing stuff, let us know. But he's really been one of their key guys for this Two Rivers squad, and one guy to keep watching for in the passing game as we get set for 2nd and 10. Handoff, that's Pierce with the carry, breaks a tackle, breaks out a Creed Peterson's tackle, and he'll take it near the 13, maybe 17-yard line or so. It's not very often you're going to break out of a Creed Peterson tackle. Creed Peterson, a state wrestler, part of that 2022 state championship wrestling team. We've talked about it on other broadcasts like Simley and other teams, but I definitely think wrestlers make the best football players just because they learn how to be physical, how to tackle, how to wrap people up, and that translates over very well, and that's why you see so much success with Simley as well. So we get set for 1st and 10. Two Rivers in the red zone. Man in motion. Altavia in the shotgun. High snap, gets it down, handoff Pierce. Pierce looks to take it outside, breaks a few tackles, 10-5 touchdown Warriors. Riley Pierce with a touchdown run. And that's a devastating blow for the Hastings Raiders. You do not want to be down 2 scores to this Two Rivers squad and have to come back late. But on the bright side, it is still the second quarter. You still have a lot of time to work with here. So not over yet. No, and they're going to say he was pushed out. Apologize for that, folks. Like I said, we don't have a great look at that far side corner. So it's going to be first and goal at the 1. I think the officials are looking to discuss it. Apologize for that, folks. And we're going to get another stoppage here. So Two Rivers did not score on that possession, so we will have to see a Raider defensive stand. They have a really good defense. It's a very bend but don't break type defense, but when they're on the field a lot of the time, they get gassed, and that's when it gets dangerous. They hold them to 1, maybe 2 scores and a half, but then they run into trouble as they're on the field a majority of the time, as Altavia will go under center. Rizlov in the backfield. Handoff to Pierce, and now that's a Two Rivers touchdown. Not a Hastings touchdown. Graphic is bugging. Sorry about that, folks. But Riley Pierce will finally get that score, and Two Rivers will lead 13-0 here near the end of the second quarter. As we await the extra point, Mason Boykin, like I said, one of the most reliable pieces on this Two River squad. Kick is up, and we're good. So make it 14-0 in favor of Two Rivers. So, Raiders down 2 scores. A lot of time to work with yet in this game. No need to press the panic button yet. They will receive out of halftime. So if they can get one back here, they will still have a great opportunity to keep in this game and maybe keep their season alive. So we await the kickoff once again. I want to welcome in Christian Flash. Appreciate you tuning in. Boys in Blue never quit. Absolutely, this Raider squad definitely does have a lot of grit. They're not going to let their season end without a fight. Still a lot of time to work with as the kick is away. Scooped up. He's got some room. That's Antoine Pate. And he'll take it out at the 45-yard line. How about that? Antoine Pate is another guy we've seen kind of sneaky, make some plays in some games, so great to see him with a big return, and that helps out Hastings immensely. But now you've got to capitalize. Don't be afraid to throw. The one problem we see with Lucas Foss is when he misses, he typically misses high. And that's probably not the best spot. A lot of his picks have came on slant routes where he misses high. There's a safety or a secondary corner back there ready for that overthrow. We saw it against Robbinsdale Cooper. We saw it against St. Thomas Academy. Now St. Thomas Academy, that was a rain game. We saw a lot of issues in that one. But now's a great time to change the MO, as a flag was called, presumably a hold that'll march them all the way back within their own red zone. So one man in the backfield, receivers out wide, Foss looking to take the snap, handoff Zion, and he's really got nowhere to go. I'll bring up second down. Like I said, they really like their guy in Cole Zion, but when your running lanes just aren't there, you need to have some other way to move the chains a little bit. And that's too a little bit of bias from myself. When I was in high school, they would only throw the ball 7 times a game and run the other 30%. So seeing them incorporate the pass game more is fantastic, but I think it's crucial here tonight if they want to get the victory. 2nd and 10, Foss looking to pass, and he's going to chuck it deep, and nearly intercepted. Nearly picked off by Two Rivers Warrior. That was number 81 again. Keon Parker brings up 3rd down. I like that they're passing. I like that they're being aggressive, but you don't have to chuck it deep every time either, especially with the, you do have to take the weather into account. It's going to be tough to throw the ball, but don't be afraid to throw some tight stuff over the middle. Just make sure if you're going to miss, you miss low. Miss low. So the defensive back has a much more difficult of a time making a play on the ball. 3rd and 11. Foss, one man in the backfield. Foss takes a snap, looking to pass. He fires, and off the hands of a Raider. That'll be another punt. Intended for Jack Burdick. Make it 4th and 11, so another tough punt for the Hastings Raiders. As we await the punt. Punt is away, low screamer. And going to take a Raider bounce and take it out to their own 40-yard line, but that's not going to do it. But a great job to just get that one away. We saw Vinny Zion, too, have to make some tough punts in other games from his own end zone. So he's proven he can get it away in a pinch. Want to welcome in Lex Rivy TV. As well, Richard. 2, I want to reiterate to fans, just because I'm giving my little insight too, I'm not too critical of this team. There's just things they could do differently. You know, I still love this Raider squad, and I still think they have a lot of talent. It's just getting the pieces to click. Rizlov in motion, Altavia back to pass, pressure, and he throws it away. I thought that could have been borderline grounding. I don't know if he got out of the pocket. And I think they're going to move him back a little bit. Maybe not. Rain continuing to fall as we await 2nd down. Second down. Man in motion. High snap. Altavia looks to take it himself. He's got some room. Takes it out near the 35-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and short. Altavia really using his legs too, and a lot of laundry on the field. As we await this call, see the white hat right at the 50. And they're missed the call, but we'll move Two Rivers back.
That brings up a second and 20 for the Warriors.
As you can see the rain coming down. Like I said, once again, want to thank Max Slocum for being up in the press box tonight. Luckily, he's pretty shaded from the rain, and thankful for Two Rivers for letting us be in there. Otherwise, I don't think we could have been here with how bad this weather has been tonight. Snap, Altavia looks to take it himself, finds a hole, and breaks out of a tackle to gain a few more. Vinny Zion does trip him up, though. Now we await the next play. Under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 3rd and 15.
From the 47-yard line.
Good crowd in the away section as well. A lot of Two Rivers faithful. Can't really see it on your screen, but the student section was alive and well here as well. So great to see both teams, or both fans, coming out to support their teams. 3rd down, man in motion. Rizlov, Altavia looks to pass, fires deep, and overthrown and incomplete. So, the Raiders get a stop on 3rd and long, but now we await Two Rivers' decision here. Fourth down. Punt is away. And it's a good one. Downed the Raiders near the 4-yard line. And once again, the Raiders are going to be working with tough field position. As you can see, number 6, Cole Altavia, was able to corral it near the end zone. So, minute to go. You got some time to work with, but you also don't want to give Two Rivers too much time to work with. As you see, Riley Pierce is coming off injured, and that's a big piece. He's been a huge instrument into this Two Rivers offense. Great catch by our cameraman, Max Slocum. Thank you for doing that, Max. As we get set once again for the next Raider possession. Voss in his own end zone. Rain continues to fall. Handoff up the middle. He's got space, and Zion will give the offense some room to breathe. But if they're wanting to score, you need to work quick. They're not in too much of a hurry. 45 seconds to go. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. They want to move the ball down the field. You really got to start now. 2nd and 1. 30 seconds to go. Foss awaits the snap, takes it, handoff. And he'll gain the first down. Zion with the carry once again. And they're pretty content to let this run out to half. Hastings will receive. Hastings will receive out of the break. And the horn sounds, and that'll do it as the Two Rivers Warriors take a 14-0 lead over the Hastings Raiders on the road here at Mendota Heights, Minnesota. You've been watching HCTV Sports. Hunter Pinky here. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to take a short break. We will be back for the second half of action. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is HCTV Sports.
Who are we? We are artists. We are entertainers. We are storytellers. We are teachers. We keep you informed. We follow the action. Who are we? We are Hastings Community TV.
Welcome back to Mendota Heights, Minnesota, as we get set for the second half here in the Section 3 5A quarterfinal round. Hunter Pinkey here for all the action. And I thought it would be kind of fun out of half to show you what we're working with here. So, I have it on my phone. Here's me. Hey, everybody. I'm actually calling this in a van I borrowed from a parent. So, to get this game covered, we have our whole setup. Computer, monitor I didn't have time to get to, but it's pretty messy in here, but I thought it would be kind of fun to show you all the experience of kind of what this is like, what we did. It's only me and one other person right now. We might have a guest announcer at some point, but pretty exciting stuff for this Raider football team, and we really wanted to make this happen so you can all tune in at home. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in. We really, really appreciate it. So out of the half, the Two Rivers Warriors were able to get up 2 scores on the Hastings Raiders, who have a lot of work to do here. Basically, they've struggled all offensively all season, and now's the time they need to string together some plays. Down 2 scores. Two Rivers has a crazy strong offense. We were the only team they struggled to put up at least over 20, and they're on pace to do that tonight. So the Raiders' defense needs to stand strong, and as well, the offense needs to get rolling here, as it's been a struggle all season. As I kind of mentioned, I may have a guest commentator joining me at some point or another, but we'll kind of see. We will see. Hello, everybody. There we go. Sorry, we lost audio for a moment. Must have pinched a cable here. As you can tell, it's very tight here. But like I said, we wanted to kind of bring you the whole show. So as we get set for kickoff once again, Hastings will take it on the return. And a pretty good one out to the 40-yard line. Apologize, we're having a few technical difficulties here. As we get set for the Raiders' first offensive possession. Of the second half. All right, so first down. One man in the backfield. Foss takes the snap, looking to hand off. He does. Big hole, and that's what you need if you're a Raider. Big carry by Cole Zion. That's the way to get it started here in half number 2. Keon Parker on the tackle. So new set of downs for the Hastings Raiders. One man in the backfield, 3 receivers wide out. Foss awaits the snap. Takes it, looking to throw out to Cloutier, complete. He's got some space along the sidelines, and he'll gain a couple. I'll make it about 2nd and 8 here. Second down. 2 receivers out right, 1 to the left, 1 man in the backfield. Foss takes a snap, handoff. Zion's got some room, and he's got a first down. Takes it across the 30-yard line. Now the Raiders are marching. Hastings is now putting together their first sustained drive of the game. The chains move. One man out right, 2 to the left, man in motion, that's Cloutier. Foss awaits the snap, handoff Zion. Zion finds a hole, but closed up immediately by the Two Rivers line. That'll make it 2nd and 11. Apologize, our score bot is not pulling the data, so I'm kind of having to wait for the PA announcer to make the call. So second down. Foss in the shotgun. Snap. Handoff up the middle for a short gain. That'll bring up third down. Like we mentioned earlier, the one thing the Raiders really do have, it's a fantastic kicker in Jack Sieben. If Mo is watching too, want to say hi to Mo and thank her for tuning in. Or maybe she's here in the rain because she was at St. Thomas as well. Be about third down and 10. Two Rivers student section. Getting pretty loud. I can hear the rumbles from back here. We wait for the 3rd and 11. Man in motion. Foss rolls out looking to pass. Little throw in. Is that caught? That's complete. That's his brother connection. Foss to Foss. That's Matt Foss on the reception. That'll bring him near a first down, but he's going to be just short. So 4th down. That'll be 4th and 2. The Raiders offense is going to go. We saw this last week. We were wondering if they should kick in certain scenarios, but being down 2 scores certainly did not help their case. 4th down. Quarterback keeper, and he got the first down. Wow. I'll make it 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. As the Raiders are finally moving the chains. First down. Handoff is Zion. Zion looking for a hole, and he runs immediately into a wall of Two Rivers Warriors. That'll make it 2nd down. A little over 10 to go. Max Mogelson in on the tackle. Be 2nd down. So 2nd down, Foss, one man in the backfield, looking to pass. He has a man complete. That's Creed Peterson. Creed Peterson's slowly been getting worked into the offense as well. Stud on the defensive side of the ball, stud wrestler, and now they're looking to utilize his potential here. That'll bring up a 3rd down and a big one. Hastings needs to score to stay in this game. We'll see what they can do here. About 6 minutes left on the clock. So big 4th down. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. Foss looking to pass. Had a man in the backfield, but he got lit up. They're going to rule that a fumble. I don't know what kind of shenanigans went on right there, but there should be some laundry out on the field. There is a flag. It looks like he got lit up in when he was trying to catch that football. As we await the call. Yep, that's a defensive penalty, and we'll give the Raiders a 1st down. That's a huge penalty and gives the Raiders some life here. So exactly what the Raiders need, and they are in Two Rivers zone. No, they're going to rule it 3rd and short. Not quite a first down. 3rd and 1. Rain continuing to fall at a steady pace. I think I see some flashes on our screen. Foss, handoff, man in motion. That's Cloutier, and he's tackled. But a good gain will take it near the 2-yard line. I'm hoping those were just some camera flashes from Sarah Wozvik, Studia Mendota, or Bruce Karnick of the Hastings Journal. I don't want to deal with another delay. That was already a brutal enough day. One is good enough. I want to welcome in Eduardo to the broadcast. Timothy Meyer as well. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. First down and goal. One man in the backfield. Foss hands off to Ryan Clemens. There he is, and he'll be tackled just short. The whole thing about that is just at one point I couldn't find Ryan Clemens on the field for a couple plays, and one day at St. Thomas he made a pretty big tackle. So that's how I gotta kind of refer to it from now on. So we await 2nd down and short. Raiders pushing. One receiver to the right. One man in the backfield, Ryan Clemens. Handoff, Clemens, fumble, and still loose, and Foss, I think, covered it. There's not a lot to say on that play, just don't shoot yourself in the foot when you have momentum. The first bad snap of the game, the Raiders for sure have missed Johnny Tegland back under center. And the first bad one of the day, the Raiders are lucky to fall on it. So now, big down here. Raiders need to get in the end zone. 3:50, tick goes the clock. One man in the backfield, Foss in the shotgun looking to pass. Fires for the end zone and incomplete. And an incomplete pass, and not what you're looking for. But hopefully they can get one of those to connect here shortly. 4th down. What are the Raiders gonna do here? They killed a lot of clock on their opening possession. We'll have to wait and see what they can do. Fourth down. 4th down. One man in the backfield. And my guest is arriving for the rest of this game. We'll get him introduced in a minute. Foss back to pass. He fires for the end zone. And that's caught! No, incomplete. Oh my goodness. Either he didn't get a foot down, but that's right where we became a victim and cannot see that far corner. He brought it down, but I'm guessing he was out of bounds. And now's a great time to introduce a color commentator, Peter Heyman. Peter, thanks for coming.
Hey, not a problem, Hunter. Glad to be here.
You know, like I said, our setup switched kind of a lot.
Yeah, so Hunter, definitely a lot different than last week.
Yep.
I was actually here doing the Two Rivers Simley game, but I was up in the bleachers, so a much better view.
Absolutely. So the Raiders unable to capitalize here on a great drive. They've been stuffed all night and just couldn't connect on a touchdown pass towards the end zone. So that'll set up Two Rivers once again. Man in motion. Couple of backs in the backfield. Handoff. He's got some space, and he's going to carry for the first down and more.
Yeah, Hunter, that's Reslov. He was a wild man last week. He was so hard to tackle against the defending state champions, Simley. Even when Two Rivers came to Hastings, he was hard to tackle as well. He's got that low center of gravity, quick juke moves.
Absolutely, Rizlov being one of the key starters, and that's also a huge win to get over Simley. Simley, even though they've fallen off a little bit, they really have not dropping off terribly. They're still a really good football team, and to put up the numbers they did is incredible. So first down. New set of downs for the Warriors. Few men in motion. Rain continues to fall. Handoff up the middle. I believe that's Rizlov once again. He's going to gain 5 or 6 on the carry. Apologize, our scoreboard's bugging a little bit, so bear with us.
Yeah, Hunter, last week, Two Rivers did the same thing. They put that man in motion, the tight end from one side to the other, try to get the defensive linebackers moving a little bit, get the line to move. And Rizlov, he just finds a hole. The good thing about all this rain, though, this is a good opportunity for the underdogs, maybe get a missed handoff, a fumble. So Raider defense, they really need to be pounding at that ball as they're tackling the running back.
3 minutes left to go here in quarter number 3. Raiders looking to bring pressure. One man gets through and then runs into a wall of Warriors.
Like you mentioned, only down 14. So if we can get a stop here, score, then the pressure really goes on to Two Rivers.
And that last drive for the Hastings Raiders was one of the best drives I've seen all night. It's just they couldn't capitalize, and Foss put up a good ball. They just couldn't get to it.
Yeah, I heard you mention they got a couple fourth downs and they converted. That's what you got to do when the season is on the line.
So third down. Few to go. Couple of receivers out left. One man in the backfield. Man in motion. Altavia at quarterback. Altavia takes a snap. Handoff Pierce. Good to see him back in the game. Big carry, and he'll get the first down.
Yeah, Hunter, last week Pierce actually got injured. Had to leave the game. Looked like he hurt his ankle. But him and Rizlov, they're a good combination of that two-headed running back monster that you like to see on any level of football.
I was comparing it earlier tonight, too. He's got the... I compare Ramsey Rizlov and Riley Pierce to when they were doing well, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon.
Okay.
Riley Pierce has got that A.J. Dillon type build. He's going to power you. He's going to truck you. And then Rizlov's got that shifty kind of run past you kind of speed.
I'd like to take it to a little old school Hastings Raiders and Corey Cook and Nate Morrow, for those of you that remember those two studs.
So we get set for a new set of downs. One man in the backfield, man in motion, 2 out left. Altavia fakes the handoff, looks to take it himself, and Ryan Clemens, a wall just wraps him up, and that looked like a wrestler tackle.
Yeah, and that's a good start there on that first down. You get him behind the sticks. You want long distance to go here, second and third down. Passing's going to be tough tonight with the rain and the wet ball.
I kind of talked about it earlier, too. There hasn't been a lot of passing offense for Two Rivers tonight, but Hastings is going to need to kind of get back in this game, and we've seen it. It was pretty successful in complement to a few good runs by Cole Zion and Ryan Clemens. So we get set for second down. 2 receivers wide out. Handoff Rizlov up the middle. He's got a lot of space and will gain 4 or 5 on the carry.
Yeah, he does a good job of just waiting for that hole to appear and then hit it quickly. Kind of reminds me of a little Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, but hopefully he doesn't hold out. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. So the Two Rivers Warriors still have a 14-0 lead over the Hastings Raiders after a good drive that they couldn't capitalize. You're watching HCTV Sports. We'll be right back.
just love to explore, interviewing owners and lending a hand. I love to assist for as long as they can stand.
Welcome back to HCTV Sports. Welcome back to HCTV Sports. We are live here from Mendota Heights for the Section 3 5A quarterfinals. Two Rivers is on the move here in quarter number 4. Handoff Riley Pierce. Pierce looking for space, and he's taken out of bound by a plethora of Raiders.
And that's a big play right there, Hunter. That was third down, so now Two Rivers should be punting.
And not sure if we mentioned earlier, for those who don't know too, the Two Rivers Warriors have two head coaches, Tom Orth and Bruce Carpenter. I believe Carpenter works mainly with the offense and Orth is mainly defensive. So they kind of have two guys. And I had it mistaken too earlier. I thought they were grooming the next head coach, but he actually used to do that a lot of the time back in the day. I believe we are going to see a punt here from Two Rivers. So it's something interesting to see co-head coaches with a football team. Punt is away. Raiders get good pressure and takes a favorable bounce for Hastings. And we'll put them back about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, lucky there for the Raiders. Last week, the Two Rivers punter, he outkicked the Simley punt returner, so he's got a good foot. But with the wet ball, they wanted to get it out early there. So Raiders now got to put that offense on. Fourth quarter now.
Yeah, I've talked about it a lot tonight, but both these teams have really good kickers. Jack Saban for the Raiders, Mason Boykin for the Two Rivers Warriors.
So Hastings going to have about 75 yards to go here. They're going to still don't have to abandon the run quite yet. If Zion can break one, we've seen him do it. Or we can do that play they did against Cretan-Derham Hall when we came back from the weather delay. First play hit him on the out in the flat, and he took it to the house. Love to see that play here tonight.
So first down, just near the early stages of the fourth quarter. Pitch to Zion. Zion's got some space and just tripped up. He was going to run for miles.
Yeah, that was a big tackle there for Two Rivers. But still a good gain there for Zion, and still sticking with the run.
Like I said, the biggest problem is they need to pass to set up that run, but the run has slowly been getting steam here in the fourth quarter. We also saw that against St. Thomas. That's kind of when Zion got his legs going, was late in the game. As we get set for second down, snap, handoff once again. Zion finds another hole, but not nearly successful this time on the carry. They'll bring up third down.
Yeah, even though they gained positive yards there, Hunter, with the score and the time, they really need to get bigger chunks here. And they're going to have to put the ball in the air here eventually, even if it's a screen or a hit the wideout. Looks like Zion's leaving the game there.
Just approaching about 10 minutes to go here in the game. 14-0 lead for the Two Rivers Warriors. Hastings looking to keep their playoff chances alive. So third down, one man in the backfield. Handoff once again, and he's going to get a first down and a little more. So great power football from the Hastings Raiders. That was Ryan Clemens on the carry this time.
Yeah, they're running right up the middle there. They're taking it to him. Again, though, clock is their enemy at this point. So maybe you're going to see a fake handoff and then hit somebody on a one-on-one coverage here.
And Hastings had about a minute to work with when they got the ball back at the end of the second quarter. But they were pretty content just to run it out. You wonder if they would have put a little more pressure on that, if they could have stole a score back. But we'll see what they can do. New set of downs, one man in the backfield. Foss awaits the snap. Handoff Clemens, and he's got nowhere to go. That Two Rivers line is a wall.
Yep, that's not going to do it, Hunter. They're going to have to hit outside, pitch it. There's too many men in the middle of the field with the wet grass. It's hard to block.
And that's the other thing, too, we talk about a lot. While Hastings has a stout defense and a stout line, the great fundamentals, they're just undersized. Look at this Two Rivers line. The guy that jumps out to me on the Two Rivers line, Max Mogelson. You can see him in the corner of your shot right now. He's a big dude.
He is a big dude. I remember watching him last week, Hunter. He was all over the field.
big dude, a lot of power, a lot of great finesse off the line. Second down.
Raiders got 3 wide here. Let's see if we can get a pass. Got a man in motion here. They like that jet sweep. Timing wasn't quite there on it, and Two Rivers read that all day.
Absolutely. Try to get a little too cute for their own good, and that'll make it.
It's definitely third down, and looks like about 16. Can even tell when it's third down because the hometown puts on that music back in the background. Of course, we can't hear it.
I also talk about it a lot, but Two Rivers does a fantastic job of their in-house production. Tonight they didn't have a crew here just because it gets complicated with sections, but they do a fantastic job of in-game presentation. So just flashing the score for you guys. Time's a little frozen, but third down.
Got to get at least half the yards back. You don't have to try to get it all. Just want to get close. There's a deep pass.
And incomplete. And that's where what I talked about earlier, too, is when Foss misses, he misses high. And that's probably the worst place you can miss is high. So now I think they're going to bring on the punting unit.
Yep, looks like it. They're going to, with about 8 minutes left, though, they're going to need a fumble here on this punt return. The way the Two Rivers been running the ball, we're going to need a turnover.
I like the confidence in your defense, but also you're down 2 scores.
Yeah, at this point, if you lose 21-0, what's the big difference here? You got to score to keep the season alive. There's a great punt, like you said, big foot.
Vinny Zion, such a great punting leg. Also want to say hi to Angela and Steve Zion if they're watching. And Victoria if you are. Don't know if you're watching, but want to say hi to all the Zions. Great Raider supporters and supporters of their family.
On the other side of the house with the Zions, we can say hi to the dad, Tim, and Grandpa and Grandma, Ron and Cassie.
There we go. So 7:17 left to go. Hastings needs a 3-and-out, or I don't want to say it.
Don't say it then. We need a turnover here.
That might ice it.
We know more than likely Two Rivers is just going to run up the gut, up the middle. So once again, if you're the Raiders defense, you need to be pounding that ball with your fist, just like you see all the pros and college players doing these days.
1st and 10, a little over 7 minutes left to go in the game. Handoff. Rizlov looking for space. Creed Peterson, great job on a tackle, and we see some laundry coming in. I would guess a hold.
It looked like in the location of a hold in the backfield there.
We will await the call from our official in the white hat. Once again, thanks Max Slocum for the great camera work up there, pushing in. We don't do a lot of single cam stuff, and he's been doing a fantastic job tonight.
Yeah, not fun being outside in this weather either.
No, thankfully he got put in the press box. I was talking earlier, and Trey and Matt Larson for KDWA had to set up a tent outside. We could maybe see it from our vantage point as we are set for first down once again. As Two Rivers comes to the line. One man in the backfield. Man in motion. Altavia awaits the snap.
Raiders looks like they got a lot of men in the box there. That's smart. They know they're going to run. They just got to stop them at the line, and they do just that.
Exactly. Close the hole quickly, and that's great because this defense is fantastic. I talked about it earlier, too. It's just Hastings has a very bend but don't break defense. Right. And once they're on the field for such a long period of time, that's where you start to see those 40-point games, those, those high-score contests, which in a lot of those they played better. It's just the offense didn't give a lot of support.
Yeah, very true, Hunter. And speaking of that defense, they are so good. Now is the time. They just got to go single coverage if they have any receivers out there. If Two Rivers wants to throw the ball and beat you and possibly throw an incomplete pass and stop the clock, let them do it. Right now we got to stop them at the line. First guy should be tackling. The next guy should be pounding at the ball. As we get out of the timeout here, it looks like obviously by Hastings. Okay. So we got Two Rivers here coming out of the stop for a loss. Or it should be second down. No. Oh, they drop back to pass, just like I said. Let's see if they beat them. No, it's an incomplete pass. That's a bonus for the Hastings Raiders. That's going to stop the clock. They don't have to use a timeout. So just as I mentioned, they must have went to that single coverage, Hunter, because they took a deep shot there. Last week, Two Rivers quarterback, he's pretty good. He took some deep shots on Simley, and he connected. Luckily, thankfully for the Raiders, no connection there.
So we're going to see a punt here on 4th down. A great job by the Hastings Raiders to force a stop. But now you have to capitalize. And like you said, we have a really good kicker in Jack Sieben. And
I think it's 3rd down.
Oh,
Hunter.
it's 3rd down.
Yeah, because the penalty, that was still 1st down on that play.
Somebody's got to keep me honest here as we get set for 3rd down.
Yeah, we can't see the sticks here, so apologize to the crowd listening.
3rd and about 10. Snap, handoff. Rizlov runs it out left, and he runs into a wall. The Raiders don't let him by.
Another great stop for the Hastings Raiders there. They can pick up a little momentum, get great field position here now, too.
I'll just say I was maybe instead of saying I screwed up the down, let's just say I was being Tony Romo. That was my prediction. They're going to get that stop, and they did, and they got the stop.
It looked like they called another timeout.
So we got about 6.5 left to go. Why don't we take one more look at the bracket while we have some time? Here's a look at that bracket once again. You know, the 4 and the 5 here is where we're at. Kennedy and Apple Valley in action tonight. Like I said, I was expecting Apple Valley to have that 4 seed and Two Rivers having that 3 seed, which is another reason Two Rivers is playing angry. We as a Hastings man, we've felt a lot of we've gotten seeded questionably, and I definitely think Two Rivers is higher than a 4 seed, just based on what I've seen all year. They're looking to do some damage here in the postseason. As we get set for a punt.
Looks like Raiders are bringing the house if they can block it. Oh! Camera went back like they might have got a piece of it, possibly.
And
there's that great leg.
Great punt.
Yeah, that's about a 60-yard punt right there, Hunter. He kicked that from the end zone. It ended up at about the 38-yard line. So great punt for Two Rivers. Still pretty good field position for the Raiders. Not a lot of time left on the clock, just over 6 minutes. So they still got time, but they're going to have to get some good chunks of yards here on these plays.
Yeah, about the 35-yard line. So they're going to have to score quick. But like I think you were on the call for it. Against CDH, Jack Sieben laid a dime of an onside kick.
Yes.
But who was it? It was Trey Tessier just couldn't corral it. He had a great effort, don't get me wrong. It was just barely missed. So you know you can get an onside kick here.
Yep, and with the wet conditions too. But first they got to take care of business, get a touchdown here pretty quickly. Let's see if they start throwing some passes in the mix.
1st and 10, man in motion. Foss looks to pass, fires deep, and no one home.
That was way short. I might have slipped out of his hands a little bit there.
And that's what we saw earlier, too. He threw an interception earlier. Not sure if you caught that on the game.
Not.
But that he underthrew it. And that's also a pick of the conditions. My color commentator for the St. Thomas game, Alex Westad, the conditions is what we kind of rambled on about all night. It's been pretty sporadic here. It looks like the rain's tapered off a little bit. But hard to tell from here.
Raiders with 4 wide now. Trips on the left side. See if they try to do that halfback draw with not many guys there. Nope.
Foss looking to pass in. That's tipped at the line. Incomplete. Another big 3rd down coming up.
Hunter, more than likely they should be in 4-down territory. So once again, they don't have to try to get all 10 yards here, but get a good chunk of it to make a 4th down much more simpler. I'd like to see a quick slant or a quick out. It's always better to get 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 near the sidelines than it is 8 in the middle.
Our receivers are able to create a lot of space on those slant routes, but Foss has got to keep it down. I like that play call, and I agree that's what they should go with. 3rd down and 10. One man in the backfield. Foss takes the snap. Pierce on the pressure and dropped.
And Hunter, that's exactly what I was talking about. A quick pass out to the outside. Could have got 5 or 6 yards, made 4th down easier. Of course, he drops it.
They did the assignment. They did their homework, but just Cade Kimmis couldn't hold on, and that's going to make it a 4th and long. But like I said earlier, great to see Cade Kimmis back on the field after he left the game last week with an injury.
Amen.
Also, too, I know that want to shout out to Robbinsdale Cooper. I don't know if anyone's tuning in, but they are the classiest football team I've ever seen. Just so supportive. Their head coach ran over for an injury. They're just an awesome group of people. 4th down, 4th and 10, just under 6 minutes to go. Foss in the shotgun, takes a snap, looking to pass, and tipped in the line, incomplete. Alignment almost was there, but turnover on downs, and I think that's a dagger.
Yep. Unless there's some sort of wet ball fumble on the snap, Two Rivers getting real close to just running this clock out. It's not quite over yet, but Hastings has used at least one timeout, so that's going to make it tough.
Winner of this game will travel to St. Thomas Academy for a noon game, I believe. And I've received word Town Square Television will be covering that game. I don't know if it will be live or if it'll be delayed, but that's where the winner of this will be headed. I will be there. I don't know what capacity, but either on the call or doing some camera work. So we'll see. 1st and 10. Altavia in the shotgun.
Raiders D really got to be going after that ball now. That's the only thing to worry about.
Handoff, Ramsey Rizlov, and big carry and thrown down by Sawyer Chumsland.
Hunter, I don't know if you saw Reslov. They're very smart. He stopped before he got to the sideline so that the clock kept running and got down, tackled inside. So he's a smart player and versatile as well.
Like I said, I really can't give enough credit to this Two Rivers team. Upsetting us last year in the postseason, upsetting Kennedy, who had a fantastic season. Then they hit the wall of you-know-who, Voldemort, St. Thomas Academy. For a lot of us, are season killers. Hastings a few years ago was in the section championship. Axel Arnold was back in quarterback, and Hastings fell in the championship. So both of these teams have championship experience. So both teams hoping to give St. Thomas a run for the money if they can. 1st down. Snap. Rizlov with the carry. Apologize, kind of lost it on our screen a little bit, but Rizlov gets a good carry. Make it 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, he did a good job with 2 hands on the ball. As soon as a Raider opponent got near him, he just went down. Very smart. They don't care about their yards right now or even scoring. They just want to protect the ball.
4:50 left to go. New story, too, for the St. Thomas Academy Cadets, since that's where one of these teams will be headed. Their stories, they're under new head coach. Dan O'Brien left for Holy Family, and he took pretty much his whole staff with him, but St. Thomas Academy did a fantastic job kind of rebuilding, rallying to get the 1 seed.
Yeah, even though it's a rebuilding year, St. Thomas, the accolades alone, that's going to bring players in, coaches, whatnot.
And Savion Hart in the backfield's just a monster. How do you stop him in the backfield? And that's going to be what most likely Two Rivers will have to figure out next week as we get set for 2nd down and 6. 1 man in the backfield, couple of receivers wide out.
Looks like they got 2 guys back there at T formation, or 2 guys wide.
Handoff, good pressure, and he's stuffed.
Unfortunately, he still hung onto the ball.
Lucas Sorensen in there on the tackle.
And that's what Raiders D need to be doing. Safeties, everybody should be coming up, flying through a gap, just trying to pound that ball out.
Two Rivers looking to split the season series and move on. As you can see, the rain coming down once again here from Mendota Heights at Warrior Field.
Yeah, Two Rivers record only with 1 loss, and we know who that was to. That was to us earlier, but unfortunately Two Rivers looks like they're going to get the better win of the season.
The one that matters the most. 3rd down. Handoff up the middle. A big yardage for Ramsey Rizlov as the rain continues to pour.
Yeah, you can see it pouring down on the screen. Looks like he's a little short of the 1st down, but it is 4th down. They'll probably just run it again. Down to about 3.5 minutes. If they get another 1st down here, they're getting close to pretty much kneeling it down or taking it down to just under a minute. Still not over yet. A lot of rain. I'm not giving up, but they would need a huge turnover, pick it up, run it in for a touchdown.
We've seen crazier things in sports, so let's see what can happen. 4th and 3. Couple of receivers wide out. Couple in the backfield alongside Altavia. Altavia takes the snap. Handoff Rizlov. Rizlov will gain the first down.
Yep, right up the middle, and that's been Hastings' weak spot all year long. It seems like when people rush against us, that middle is the open area.
Absolutely. It's hard for them to close the hole. They do get great pressure on a lot of plays. But tonight, I just haven't seen the pressure break through as much as it did in their first matchup, and that's been a big problem.
Yeah, Hunter, when the ground is this wet and slippery, though, it's really hard to like make a move or a cut or get that good traction. So it's almost advantage of the team that knows where they're going with the ball because they know where their block can go.
Absolutely, and not knocking on the Raider defense. They've played fantastic tonight.
They have.
Like I said, the only game didn't score over 25 points was against us back in week 2.
And tonight.
So a lot to be proud of as we get set for a new set of downs. Handoff, Rizlov, and he gets tripped up. That's Vinny Zion wearing his number 11 once again.
Looks like one of the Raiders, number 54, walked off with a little limp there, so hopefully he's all right.
That's Lucas Sorensen. Officially under 2 minutes to go as the rain begins to pour a lot harder.
Yeah, speaking of Sorensen, he's a senior. Some of these seniors, this will be their last time ever playing high school football.
And at the end of this game, we'll try to get through a bunch of the seniors and highlight them. And want to give a shout out to all these Raider seniors if this is their last career game, which it's looking like it will be, barring a miracle.
Right, looks like timeout here. I mean, Creed Peterson, he's one of the big guys, both, like you said, offense, defense, Ironman. Multi-sport athlete.
Raiders have a lot of seniors. We'll have to go through them at the end as we get set for 2nd down and 10 once again. One man in the backfield. Raiders looking to bring some pressure. Handoff Pierce. Pierce finds a hole and will take it near 1st down yardage. Clock continues to run. Nothing the Raiders can do.
Yeah, with the score with a minute left here, 2nd down, I'm not sure if I'm Two Rivers, I should just be kneeling down. No need to try to score.
Nope. Hastings can't burn any more timeouts,
Right.
like I said. Sometimes our scoreboard data doesn't interact right, so Hastings has burned all of their timeouts.
Yeah, they should be going to victory formation here and moving on to the playoffs, not trying to...
Maybe the clock did stop. Maybe they had one more left.
Okay, yeah.
Hard to tell from the production van, which I showcased out of halftime.
It's at 34.5, it looks like on the screen here.
Yep, 34.5, 3rd and 3. Two Rivers looking to ice it with one final play.
They're not kneeling down.
Handoff, Pearson, great penetration by the back. That's Barrett Boardman.
Hunter, you mentioned the Hastings defense. You got to love that tenacity, playing to the final whistle, putting it all out in the line. Unfortunately, come up a little bit short tonight.
And the Two Rivers Warriors will defeat the Hastings Raiders. They managed to get some revenge from week 2, and they are moving on to St. Thomas Academy next week. Let's flash the bracket one more time. It's official. There it is. Top of your screen. Two Rivers St. Thomas Academy, a rematch of the Section 3-5A championship from a year ago. This team is special, and I really think, Two Rivers is going to give them a run for their money come postseason.
Oh, they absolutely. Last week, they looked really good. Offense, defense, special teams, field goal kicker kicked the long one, passing. They got Reslov and Pierce, the two-man tandem running back. And a couple years ago, they only won like one game in the last year, so they totally got a different feel about their team. Fans were crazy. You can see them all coming out tonight. It was a packed house last week. They could do something special here. Hunter, I just did a little count. There's 32 seniors on that Hastings Raider roster.
So we'll want to blast through this, give everyone their moment to shine. So, Peter, why don't you get us started here?
Okay, well, we got Creed Peterson. We know he was one of the fantastic players all season long. Blake Vanderhoff, Elijah Schwantes, Thomas McGinnis, Corey Hamilton, Cade Kimmis, Jake Gotti, Peyton Ledeen, Vincent Zion, Trey Tessier, Jesse Haney.
Hanji.
Apologies for mispronouncing some names here. Antoine Pate, Brady Nickel, Demetrius Thomas, Joey Mann, Sawyer Chumsland, yep. Jack Sieben, Ryan Clemens, Alex Siebenaller, Joey Peters, Salvador Jimenez, Elijah White, Cole Kateria, Lucas Sorensen, John Tieglin, Derek Steinke, Demetrius Hanga Stamoulis, Benjamin Thome, Thomas Connor, Kendrick O'Donnell, Tanner Beerson, and Jack Burdick. Those are your 32 Hastings Raider seniors who just played their last Hastings Raiders football game. Congratulations to all those young men and all their sacrifices, practices, 3-a-days, cold weather.
Yeah, it's a bittersweet day. Luckily, there's a couple other sports seasons, and there's a lot of multi-sport athletes here on this squad. But best of luck to Two Rivers. I'm excited to see how they do, and fingers crossed. I'm kind of hoping they pull an upset here on St. Thomas next week, but we will see. So, your final score tonight: the Two Rivers Warriors defeat the Hastings Raiders 14-0. Hunter Pinky with Peter Heyman. Also want to give a shout out to Max Slocum running camera up in the booth. Want to give a shout out to everybody tuning in. We had over, I think, 360 at one point tuning in online tonight. You guys being here to support us, and it really makes it worth it for us to come out here and do these games live. And
amen.
There's no better feeling to, like I said, we're a Hastings station, but really we're doing a community service too for the people of Mendota Heights, Two Rivers, and we're so happy to have you along for the ride. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Like I said, final score 14-0 in favor of Two Rivers. This has been HCTV Sports. Stay tuned for our winter sports schedule. I'm working on that now, but my little sneak peek game, girls hockey on November 14th, Owatonna. That's kind of what I'm looking at. So stay tuned for that and on the drop. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in once again.